Alright, boys and girls, today's lesson is lesson 6-7. Multiply a fraction by a whole number. Alright, so first I'm gonna kind of refresh your memory of multiplication. And I'm not gonna talk about the multiplication facts, I'm gonna talk about the idea of multiplication. It's repeated addition. So if I had 3 plus 3 plus 3, it would equal the same as 3 times 3. Okay? Because it would say 3 times 3 groups. 3 times 3 is 3 groups of 3. I guess I shouldn't have done 3's and everything. But if I do, I'll change it to 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. That equals 4 groups of 3. So 4 times 3. So 9, 12. Well, the same goes for multiplying fractions. So I'm going to get this out of the way because that was really not necessary for the lesson, other than to kind of refresh your memory. That's repeated addition. So if I have 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, you all know the answer is 1, 2, 3 eighths. But it is also 3, I'll put a dot or times 1/8. You know the answer is 3/8. So you know if you looked at it, if it was set up like this, 3 times 1/8, the answer is still going to be 3/8. What you have to understand is that when you multiply a whole number by a fraction, you simply, and when I say simply, it's really, really easy, you take the whole number and you multiply it by the numerator, and whatever you get, you put over the original denominator that you started with. Remember, we've done nothing this whole unit that changes the denominator. Nothing. And once again, now we're in division or multiplication, and we're still not going to change the denominator. So I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to throw another one up there, and I want you to tell me what the answer would be. Okay, so let's go. Let's go 1/9 plus 1/9 plus 1/9 plus 1/9. Okay, I want you to find out what the answer is, the normal addition way, and then I want you to write a multiplication problem using what we have here and finding the answer. So if you think you can do it, pause it and do it. If you have no clue, just let me show you how next. Alright, so I know 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4, and once again I do not change the denominator. Okay, knowing that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 1/9, we know it is actually equal to 4 times 1/9. And once again, you know 4 multiplies the numerator to give yourself 4, and then the denominator slides over. Alright, so know that multiplication is repeated addition. Basically what that is. These two are basically the same thing, but this is multiplication form, and this is just simple addition. Notice when I say simple addition, that you're able to turn a simple addition into hopefully a simple multiplication problem. Alright, so I'm going to go through a few pages with you, and I really feel like this would be better for you just to kind of go on your own and do this. But I want you to look at pizzas here. And it talks about the lunchroom at Mandy's school serves pizza every Friday. Each slice is 1/4 of a pizza. Mandy eats 1 slice every week. To find the fraction of a pizza she eats in 3 weeks, you can simply add or multiply. Okay, in 3 weeks, you know she's eating 1/4 1 week, 1/4 the next, 1/4 the next. That means she's eating 3/4 of a pizza in 3 weeks. Or you could simply multiply it. 3 times 1/4. You take the 3 and multiply it by the numerator to give yourself 3, and it stays over top of the same denominator. Alright, so I'm going to show you these two, number 1 and 2. It's a solve each problem first by adding, then by multiplying. Well, right here we have both of these pizzas or circles are turned into fourths. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fourths. So we have 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 5/4. And the next line I'm going to do that as a multiplication problem, knowing that we have 5 times 1/4. We do 5 times the 1 to give us 5, and then over the denominator of 4. Next one, you're going to need a little more room on this one, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fourths. So I'm actually going to just do the multiplication. I can let you write out 1 fourth plus 1 fourth. You can do that 11 times, or 11 times 1 fourth equals 11 times 1 is 11 over 4. Alright, so this says draw a model for each problem, then solve. When you draw it, think of how this was drawn up here. Okay, so 2 times 1/3 would be, you would have a circle or a pizza or something cut into thirds, 3 equal pieces. This is obviously not perfect, and this would be 1 2/3 shaded, and if you solve it, 2 times 1 is 2 over the denominator 3. Notice you have 2/3 here, and your answer is 2/3. So on all these, if you have room, write it out somewhere, or just do it in your math notebook. So for the next one, 6 times 1/5, I think I'm going to try to shrink this up a little and then write it off the side, because that way I can do both. 6 times 1/5 is the same. You know, if you drew a model, you would have so I'm going to draw the 6 times 1/5, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut this into fifths, and I shouldn't even do it. I'm going to get rid of this. So I'm going to do something a little different. I'm not going to do circles. I'm going to make it to where it is just a bar. Alright. Alright, so if I have like a candy bar in fifths, okay, it is asking for 6 times 1/5. So I'm going to shade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 1/5. So that's the same as 6, or 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, or 6 times 1/5, where you take the 6 times the 1 equals 6, and then you put over the denominator of 5, because that's what this is. This is 6 times 1/5. Alright, so go ahead and finish the next one on your own, and then unpause it, and we'll go over number 6, and then I'll send you on your way. Probably get another page in, but go do number 5 on your own. Alright, so I'm not going to draw the picture for you, but I hope you did basically drew a picture of something in eighths and had 10 of them highlighted, and 10 times 1 is 10 over the 8. It's 10/8. Pretty simple. Okay, this one says draw a model for each fraction. Then write each fraction as the product of a whole number and a unit fraction. So that sounds so complicated what they're saying, but 3/5 is really equal to 3 times 1/5. What it is 1, 2, 3/5. Simple as that. This is 3/5 because it is 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, or 3 times 1/5. Next one would be equal to 8 times what? 1/3. And then the last one would be, I want you to figure it out on yourself. So try it, pause it, try it, and then unpause it. Okay, hopefully you know, especially if we're working with 1 as your numerator, this would be 12 times 1/7. Alright, so let's get this mess out of here and turn to the next page. It says on the top, the lunchroom at Joe's school serves sub sandwiches every Thursday. Each slice is 1/6 of a sub. Joe eats 2 pieces, or 2/6 of a sandwich every week. Solve each problem first by adding, then multiplying. Write your answer as a fraction, show your work. So this will be a time where the numerator is not a 1, and it's not a big deal. Because if the numerator is a 2 or 3 or 4, you just multiply your whole number by that. So, in 3 weeks, Joe will have eaten 2 6 plus 2 6 plus 2 6. See that? That's 2 6 plus 2 6 plus 2 6, which equals 6 6. And the multiplication would be 3 times 2 6, because we have 3 groups of 2 6. 3 times 2 is 6 over 6. Okay, next one, 2 6 plus 2 6 plus 2 6 plus 2 6 plus 2 6. So in 5 weeks, he was 5 times 2 6. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 is your denominator. If I wanted to work it out, I would go 2 6 plus 2 6 plus 2 6 plus 2 6 plus 2 6 to give me 10 6. Alright, this one I want you to do the same. So for 11, 12, 13, you're going to draw a model for it, and then you're going to solve it. So very simple to, I would definitely work with squares when you do this in your math notebook. But 4 times 3/8, what you're going to do is 4 times 3/8 is 1, 2, 3, 3/8, and then you would multiply that by 4. So you could say 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8, which would equal 4. I'm sorry. Sorry, I missed a 3/8 in there. 4 times a 3/8. So 4 times 3 is 12 over 8. Okay, and obviously you would fill in more as you went. I'm not going to draw all that out for you, but you would end up with 12/8. So you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you'd have another row of 8, but only 4 of those filled in. Alright, so I want you to work on 12 and 13 on your own. And then on 14 through 19, you do not need to draw anything for it. It just says write your answer as a fraction. So the first one is 8 times 3 is 24. Of course, if you want to break it down to a mixed number, you can. But, well, you know what, let's keep it as a fraction. So it'll be an improper fraction, but let's just keep them all as fractions. Don't worry about the last 2 pages right now. That's something we'll do in an independent station probably tomorrow or in small groups.